Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning.
Hello.
Yo,
Hey, hey.
hey, you guys are always here early, I swear.
Yep, I was the first.
That retroactively you'll be there'll be some reward for that.
There you go. We're gonna start tracking that.
Yeah, we'll get some track.
This is recorded.
Yo, what's up, Humpty? Been a minute.
GM, everybody. Technical issues. Give me a moment.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll get some tabs open up here. Tab.
Cool. Good to see y'all.
Yo, good seeing you, man. How's it going in LA?
You know what? I don't know about the rest of the world. I can't complain. But we just broke our heat wave, which was about a week and a half of 113-degree weather. It was nuts. Like at night, it was in the 90s. I'm like, I realize we're in the desert, but
No.
this is not the huge, you know? Like it's not that hot. Like, to be fair, since the pandemic, like 2020, we haven't had really terrible summers. But
Yeah.
this summer, August mainly, oh my gosh, it was disgusting.
Yeah, and I'm in San Diego, and you would think like to be San Diego's pretty chill, but nah,
Yeah.
it was 100. And then my AC broke on Saturday. Luckily, it was before the peak, but it was bad.
Dang, that's not cool.
Yeah. Nah, if you don't believe in climate change and global, yeah, I don't know.
Right? What global warming? Y'all plan. To be fair, though, I haven't been in this world more than 100 years, so who knows? This might be a normal cycle for those who are naysayers. I don't know. Maybe we go through cycles where it's like, crazy, where it's so hot, and then, it's freezing, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I've only been here for a couple of years.
That's true. We only got the fossil records to go.
Yeah.
GM.
Yo, what's up?
Dinosaurs might have something to say about it.
Nice. We got okay, everybody's flooding in. We got Lana. What's up, Lana? What's up, Monty? How you doing, Monty?
Hey, good to be here. I think this might be my first Greenpill community call. Don't know where I've been. But we're not my last.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, start of many.
Hey, Apple, what does your hat say?
It's Mirror. It's a company I used to work at back in the day.
Oh, cool. It's a nice looking hat.
Yeah, it got the little logo and
yeah. I'm a bit of a hat connoisseur. You know, when you got this going on, you gotta love the hats.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I love my hats for sure. I think most of us wear hats here, honestly. Yeah, Matt always has a hat on. Izzy always has a hat on.
Yes, I'll have a hat on. The hat stays on.
Yep. Let's go ahead and start kicking things off because we have kind of a lot to cover today, and want to respect everybody's time. So, thank you everybody for being here. Really appreciate the spending time with the Green Pillars and Green Pill with us, taking the Green Pill. But yeah, we have a little bit of things to cover today, like just a quick rundown of the agenda. So initially, we're going to start off. First of all, I hope everybody's doing well. Let me get a little bit of emoji. Boom, boom, boom. That's great. Perfect. So we're starting off talking a little bit about the region coordination recap on the Green Pill view. Shout out to Monty. And then lead into the Octane Epoch 5, where Matt will explain a little bit more about that. And then also have a little presentation about Impact Miner from the Atlantis Dow team with Rohit and Green Pill India. And then get into a little bit of pause discussion with AFO, and then break down to 4 different pods that we have right now: DPEN, design, education, and environmental pods. Then do a little bit of a surprise that Afro is going to bring in here a little bit, and then discuss a little bit about the workshop and give a quick detail about some rounds coming up. How's that sound? Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sure. I'm gonna post the agenda in the message in the chat, so and pin it for anybody. Ooh, it didn't format that well, but that's the agenda in the chat.
nice. Cool. So let's kick it off with just the region coordination recap that was just happened last month. First of all, I believe each person here already knows about it, but just a little recap or overview. So we were involved in a recent region coordination Genesis community round, and this was an effort between Greenpill, Refi DAO, and Cello DAO, right? And this movement was basically made possible by Cello's 50K USD matching, and then Gitcoin's 50K matching. And also Greenpill and Refi DAO contributed 5K to make it like 110K round, but not this first one. It's actually split in two. This first one was actually just a 50K round, in which there was some interesting things that happened within the Greenpill view here. So like the main objective was basically to just align regional and ecosystem orgs together, whether like the Greenpill chapters and the region Refi DAO nodes and some other Valor Line orgs that we actually chose that was outside of the internal ecosystem of Refi and Greenpill. So just to get a little bit of cross pollination going there, where we can get some network, like some relationship brewing, and also like cross pollinating the community that we have just for this round, so we can gain more momentum within the whole movement. So also wanted to establish a valid rapport with the Greenpill network and the chapters and guilds together internally within Greenpill, which I think was a very good turnout. And then we identify community signals via like chapter check-in. So like shout out to Afo and Matt and Kui and I that actually like spent time to see and get in the interview with different chapters and seeing what they're doing and like getting an overview and try to get some more light towards their initiatives and get some more visibility towards them, right? And then also use that as a need assessment to ask what the network can do to help the actual chapters, like where can we help and assist. And through that need assessment that we actually conducted, we came out with some good points that will actually shape some of the things that we're doing in the future, like reading up to the future roadmap, I suppose. So from there, the execution, we had an application process, which this chapter check-in was involved with. But I don't want to take too much of the nitty-gritty time. And we'll get to some fun stuff that I think I liked was the marketing aspect, where we conducted some live spaces with Let's Grow DAO community. We had a chance to chill a lot with that community and X spaces, right? And then made a couple little, some significant amount of like social media posts towards the round to get some more contributions and get some more like visibility to the round. And then Cariel actually helped run a DGen to Regen campaign on Forecaster, right, on Warpcast, in which we actually ran a DGen campaign where we put up 10K DGens to get DGens or contributors to just come and post on the channel. While they're posting on the channel, we also ran a simultaneous round where we had a raffle. If you contributed to any project in the Regen coordination round, you will get a chance to win like 50 USD glow. It wasn't that huge of a price, but I think it's a thought that counts. And actually from there, we had 44 contributors for that Regen that DGen campaign that we ran on the channel. Out of that, we had a couple contributors that came out of there and actually contributed to the Regen round. I think that was a good signal, something that we can continue doing later on in the round, more rounds to come, in the future rounds to come, and just maybe add a little bit more funding behind that just to get a little bit more bigger number. But that was like an experiment just to test and see the signal where we can use like social funding mechanism and to create to generate capital. So it's a sort of capital formation towards that Regen coordination round. And yeah, that was pretty exciting. So yeah, the little bit of challenges that we may have faced on there is really like the grants manager platform just freezing us on us a little bit. But Gitcoin was very instrumental in helping with that and not really delaying. So we had each issue resolved prior to the round starting, and that was pretty good. So like just a little bit of key numbers to show the proof of like cross pollination when you're dealing with capital formation, right? Like initially Greenpill Network wanted to run a 5K round for the chapters because that's what we try to do, like at least quarterly or at least twice a month, to try to get some funding behind the chapters for them to do initiatives. But we thought like if we did that 5K within just Greenpill, that's just there. But then the opportunity came. Shout out again, Monty, where with the Regen Coordination team pulled this matching pool together with our 5K. So like initially we put 5 in, right? And then the total amount donated by just to the chapters of 2006, but then total matching funds came out to 15K. So just through that cross pollination, right, we were able to like we were able to expand or increase the value that we could have created. I mean, the value we could have gotten if we were just to do it by ourselves. And that's like the trend that I think personally that we need to start doing more. Like even with these new this round, these community round coming up next month, like more collaboration with different organizations and groups to work together for a common goal is the purpose of this regen space that we're in. So yeah, that's just a quick rundown of the regen coordination round that just ran. And right now I will go ahead and push it off to Matt with the Octant Epoch 5. Go for it.
Hey everybody, and then just a quick mention, we are doing a retro round with the regen coordination crew. Do you have a specific date or month or something?
Yeah, good point. Thank you for that. So we are doing a retro round that's with the rest of that funding amount, right? And it's literally, we're still thinking about the date right now, and maybe Monty can give a little bit of a explanation there. But I think we're still working on a date. If it's not November, then it may be like Q1 of 2005, like January-ish. So like we're looking January-ish so that we can prepare very well based on the metrics and data that we receive from this round, and try to make some sense of it and see the impact that was generated from the funding that was given from this round. So like to do that, there's a lot of groundwork to kind of make sure everything's in place. So to answer your question, the date is not set as of now, but soon to be disclosed.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have, just following up on that just real quick. We have a meeting tomorrow with the team to discuss, but it's probably more likely going to be Q1 2025, but pending that. But main thing is we want to be developing the kind of impact tracking methodologies that could span across the networks of RefiDAO and Greenpill, so we can start to aggregate all of that data. And how do we create a flexible enough kind of data ontology and system that local nodes can start to record and local chapters can record the impact, and then that will serve as the basis for the retroactive round. So more details coming soon for sure. But yeah, sorry to jump in.
Yeah, no, awesome, and super pumped to just have more conversations with you and RefiDAO as a whole. Incredibly excited about that. All right, keep it moving. James just popped in from Octant. Do you want to take the mic for a couple of minutes? And
yeah, totally. Sorry, my place is a mess. I'm traveling to New York City tomorrow, so might be seeing you soon, Matt.
Yeah.
The context, am I just sharing Octant in general, or was there something specific for like the upcoming round? Yeah.
I'll just say
All of
the
it?
upcoming. Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Within
So
5 minutes.
within 5 minutes. Yeah, I can make that happen. So we have been, as we do always, accumulating staking rewards from that big treasury or stake teeth treasury that we have. Many green pillars, I think, have been onboarded for the upcoming round that we have starting October 13th. I think the Greenpill Dev Guild, and I'm not sure about the other Greenpill project that applied, if they got in or not, but I know Greenpill Dev Guild is in the round. So anybody who was on that onboarding call, or one of the many onboarding calls that we had that was able to lock GLM into Octant, will be eligible to participate in that upcoming round, as well as all future rounds. as long as they keep the tokens in the system. Specifically with optics around the round itself, we are going to be using an allow list for all that you don't have to go through the big song and dance of using Gitcoin Passport. I'm pretty sure that that is going to be a one-time thing, though. We're thinking long and hard about what is going to be our anti-civil solution in the future. But for this upcoming round, I think all you will need to do is go to this go to this Passport portal, collect your stamp that says you are on one of these onboarding calls, and therefore you will get the reputation needed in order for your donations to fully maximize the leverage from the matching pool. So we're making it as simple as possible for you all in this round. But yeah, round goes from October 13th to October 27th. There will be 30 projects participating. They're all kick-ass public goods. Really excited for the round. Make sure to take at least one decision within that 2-week window. You can change your decision as many times as you want, completely free. That part of our application right now is off-chain, so it doesn't cost you anything to change your allocation. But make sure that you make at least one decision within that 2-week window. And then after October 27th, we will be accepting applications for new projects shortly after, like a week or two after. So if you're building a public good, let's definitely chat and get you all set for applying for the next round. How did I do? Is that in 5 minutes? I wasn't timing myself.
Well done. And yes, Ecosynthesis from Greenpill Fungon did get into this epoch. So
Cool.
Dev Guild, Ecosynthesis, let's go. And moving forward, all the chapters and guilds need to coordinate to determine getting a couple different chapters / guilds in future epochs. So that's awesome. And thank you, James. And then let's kick it off to Rohit.
Thanks, Matty, everyone. Nice to be here. My name is Rohit. I dabble in the Web3 public goods space as a writer. I also code data apps, and then I do occasional research at times. Today, I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk about an interesting experiment Greenpill India is doing, and an opportunity for 5 lucky winners or participants from this call to get 5 USD Glow. A bit of context, since our inception a little over a year ago, as we have spoken to locals here in Bangalore and in the neighboring areas, we have found that there is a ton for us to learn as a chapter from people outside of Web3 as well. That includes, farmers who are working into regeneration who know nothing about crypto. We've had people who have been writing about Solarpunk, but they're not on chain. And one of the things we want to do is figure out ways to meet these people where they are today, rather than always expecting people to come on chain and become crypto native. And as part of that pursuit, Atlantis and us were talking. Atlantis has been building a bounty platform where people can sign up and make environmental friendly action and impact and get rewarded for it. And what we want to share today is the first sort of experiment. We've had a rich design space in public goods capital allocation where chapters like us and projects get funding. Now we want to solve, to borrow a term from logistics, we want to solve the final mile, the last mile problem of how do we get those funds to the people who are doing real action on the ground who may not be on chain. And so we will be rolling a series of bounties on the Impact Miner app, getting people rewarded for what they do today. But for this call, I want to share a link on how some of you could get a bounty for attending the community call today. I just pasted a link in the chat which has detailed steps, but essentially go to the Impact Miner app, get it on your phone, find the digital bounty for attending this call, and 5 lucky winners would get 5 USD Glow on Arbitrum. So if you want to take the next 10 seconds to capture a selfie or a screenshot of you along with the rest of the call, that would be the proof that you will need to upload in that bounty. Take some time now and then follow the instructions on the tweet. It makes it eligible for the bounty. Anything else, Ritu, you wanna add to this?
No, I think that's good. Like Rohit alluded to, I think we are trying to build this last mile impact And we feel like a lot of chapters here could actually start building on-chain impact and really start working with local communities. And I think in some ways that's the dream of these region nodes, right? We are doing this real-world impact and trying to build that on-chain history around that. And I think it was Monty who was talking about, like, having these standardized formats in which we can collect this data. So we are looking forward to partnering with a bunch of you guys. I know he's easy. Shout out to him. He's been trying to put a bunch of bounties for TAS and GP Nigeria. Anyone else, if you're looking to like put bounties for your grants or your projects, do reach out. Happy to help.
Thanks, Ritu. Thanks, Matt.
Nice. So yeah, thank you for that. Definitely looking forward to that. And doing a lot of stuff with Impact Miner. It's definitely something to look at. So right now, I think AFO is
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and introduce the pods?
Yeah. So we're gonna go into a pod discussion. We're gonna have a few of our pod moderators talk about their pods and what they'll be focused on. But the first thing I want to mention is that we'll have a poll up to end this call. So if you do have to leave the call early, just feel free to message, DM me, Matt, or Izzy, and we'll try to get you that code. The mint window is 30 minutes after the call, so you have 30 minutes to mint the poll up. So if you have to leave early, just message us. But yeah, let's get into this pod talk. Let me share my screen. Okay. So this is kind of set, level and kind of, set the foundation for things. If you weren't on the last monthly call, we did a pod workshop where we basically, and let me actually bring up that mirror board here so you guys can all see that. So we did a pod workshop in the last call where we basically ideated on the different types of content we'd like to see in pod channels. And what is a pod? A pod is just simply a Discord channel that's focused on a specific region interest, such as like DeSci education. And the reason for these pods is because currently in the Greenpill Discord, we only really have the general chat to talk and not really these curated places to have more focused conversations on specific topics. So pods is a way to start having that conversation that's less formal than a guild and more casual, and allow people to have a place to collaborate, find like-minded people, etc. So each pod has a set of pod mods. Currently, we have around like 2 to 3 for each pod. And the idea is to have multiple pods, moderators synergizing on the different type of content that they share in the pod and what they share with the community. And yeah, so let me drop a link to this post. So if you haven't taken a look yet. But I know many people on this call were in the last one, so you have probably heard about the pods, but just for anybody who wasn't here, I just want to highlight that. And then also here is, I'll share a link to this mirror board, which was a mapping exercise for the pods. Cool. So a few things to mention. So yeah, you're interested in, joining a pod, you want, you say, oh, that looks cool. Well, we're just rolling them out today. So before everything was, hidden, now it's all visible. And in order to, view your pod of interest, what you need to do is go to channels and roles in the Discord channel. And from there, you can do a multitude of things, right? You can select your chapter, select your guilds. But for pods, in order to see your pods, you come here and you basically select, okay, I'm interested in DeSci, I'm interested in DPen, environment, etc. And this will give you the role, as you see right here below, for these different pods, which then enable you to see these channels here. So if you select education, you can then see the education channel. As you can see, it's very bare bones. As we just rolled this out today. So join, select your role, and the conversation will start after this call, ideally. So yeah. So any questions on joining a pod and before I go further?
I think it makes a lot of sense.
Nice.
Cool.
Somebody else said something?
No, I was just saying cool, bro.
Okay, nice. And then, so if you're interested in being a pod mod, so we have a set of initial moderators who have gone through the application process. But for a future pod mod, if you want to be a moderator, this is our application. I'll drop a link to it here as well. And currently we're just rolling out these 4 categories, but expect in the next quarters, to have more pods. One that like just missed to cut this current batch is token engineering. So having a pod focus on different token mechanisms and stuff of that nature that Chris is heavily involved in on this call. So if you want to be a pod mod, just come fill out this application, and yeah, you can select basically what pod you're interested in. If it's not here, you can select other, and then just detail what the other pod is. And yeah, that's the pod mod application. And then the second and last application is for pod resources. So you might not want to be a pod mod, but you might be engaged in these pods and you're like, and you feel like, there's lacking resources. And actually, let me set it up better, because the reason you care about that is, I think this is the page, hopefully. Boom. Okay. So for each pod, we have a Charmverse page that will curate the best links for articles, academia, podcasts, events. So we have a Luma calendar we created for the education pod that will be, pulling in events that are relevant. And yeah, still updating things. But very much this is like a source of truth, so that once you join like the education pod, you're able to, so if I come back to here real quickly, I go to the education channel, I come up to the top, there's resources and events, you click resources, boom, that takes you to this page here. And that's just that. And this will have all the resources for that pod. So if you, for example, see this page and you're like, oh man, like we're missing, like I think we're missing this thing, or this event should be here. What you basically do is just come to the pod resource application. I'll also drop that link here too. And here you just would detail what pod you want to suggest resources for. And then yeah, just basically put all the links you want for the different sections, so tools, et cetera, et cetera. And then yeah, that's about it. And yeah, any questions on the pod mod application or pod resources before we get handed over to the pod mods? So got a thumbs up from Wahid. Right.
Yeah, and then just also one quick comment. You can find these applications if you're on the Charmverse page. You click applications, and then on the right side, it's a template. So next to create, you click that drop down button. Boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I think by default you have to select. So yeah, when you click create, it will open this for you, and then yeah, you select pod mod or pod resources. All right. Okay. So next thing is I think the first pod we have up to introduce would be DPen. So actually I could stop sharing my screen for now, so look at anything. But yeah, so we have we have 4 pods: DPen, DSci, education environment, and the first one up that's gonna just talk a little bit about what content you could expect to see, what type of conversation is DPen. And I believe we have CJ who will be speaking about DPen, and then Izzy will also be giving some words. CJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I want to give a few words about DPen.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see most of you again. For a quick intro, I am Chijoke. I've been building on Ethereum with the Build Guild for a couple of years, and I'm excited about the opportunity to serve as a pod moderator for the DPen pod. In this role, we look forward to curating resources around decentralized physical infrastructure networks, facilitating collaborations among network members with diverse interests. Our goal would be to create a space where builders and regions can cross-pollinate ideas, share resources, and work together on building solutions. This is an opportunity for us to contribute to the network by organizing valuable information and fostering meaningful interactions. We hope to work with you all to ensure the pod remains focused and rich with resources. I'm already working with Easy on planning and organizing our approach. Easy, would you want to share more information or insights about what we've been working on?
You muted, Izzy.
Maybe, yeah.
Sorry. I was saying, yeah, sure. You pretty much said most of it though. Basically the main focus for, like you mentioned, for the deep end pod is like initially we'll start looking at like deep end projects within the Ethereum ecosystem, and not only just looking at case study projects. Like we also have projects that some of us are working on. Well, I'm working on, which is that task that Arthur mentioned earlier, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath, but and then there's some other individuals that we've identified that we'll probably try to bring into these to this pod to try to like explain some of their standard of operation, like their SOPs and what their pros and cons that they face with while they're working on their projects. And like the first initial meeting that we would have, like really we'll set up like monthly meetings, like mostly will be async. We'll have information on the Discord, like Apple mentioned, and also Charmverse. But we'll still like based on the information that's there, we want to kind of set up like a monthly meeting to just brainstorm and go over some of the things that we've seen and that we can like fix or adjust or just pretty much just a brainstorm. So the first one would be September 27th, and we will post that event on the Greenpill calendar, Google Calendar events, and then also on Discord. So just be on the lookout for that and reach out to CJ or Chijoke or I to just for a little follow up if you're interested. We're all looking for more people just to get some insights and just share information. Just like information exchange, like information exchange basically, just to share information with each other. But yeah, that's it for the deep end right now. Unless you have something else to add, CJ.
Yeah, that sounds real good. That's about it.
Cool. So yeah, back over to you.
Awesome. Yeah. No, excited for deep end because yeah, there's a lot to learn there. Yeah. Okay. I think next up we have DSci. So let's see who's in the call from DSci. I think I saw Rodrigo earlier. He's still here, and is Swift Evo here? I see. Okay, Evo Swift. I don't know who wants to go first, but we'd love for I guess Rodrigo, if you'd love to share some words about the DSci pod, what you plan to be sharing with content. Okay, Evo. All right, Evo, you want to go for it?
Yeah, I'm fine. So I'm trying to update the upcoming events which is happening in Southeast Asia or coming APEC right now. So recently, because I'm the co-founder of Design Asia, we just finished our regular social networking today. So we got the update from, for example, there is a design event which is hosted by Design Signal plus Design Aeroscience at Token 2049 at Singapore, which is on coming September 17th of September, which is very soon. And there is also another pop city which is by Aeroscience. So I just update the news and the link right here. So in the Canvas. So maybe you already got the updates on the part of the event when you click into the Greenpill's Canvas design pop, the design page. Yep. Yeah, and of course, some articles and would like to share is about the professor, which is focusing on the definition of what is the design. So he do for example, the 5 years article and documentation research and ask seek for the expertise opinions of what is the design, collaborate all the opinion and the research results together to have the recently update published, which are still under peer review to talk about what is design, what is the definition about design. Here's some updates from from that quite amazing PDF file at there. So here's just a start that we will keep update on that page. Is share the news update would be the first part, and of course the second part is to try to see for the how to bridge the connection between DeSci with Greenpill's network, especially that is the huge successful local chapter developed in Greenpill, and you will see there is quite a lot of opportunities on how to collaborate DeSci project with different kinds of local chapter over there. But of course, this would be I would say it would be a long-term collaboration plan, because it takes time to onboard, especially we find there is of course there will be a difficulty on how to do the educational part, especially for example what is the scientific, because for this side there will be a difficult part. For example, with the blockchain people, that is hard to understand what is DNA and what is the protein out there, and what are you doing about the lab and the research, the importance. Yeah. But right on the other side, that for example the traditional scientists, they already built up the very stable, comprehensive network or career path in the traditional way. I would say the Web 2, or even in a government lab, or even in a big pharmaceutical company. So they do not have 1 minute to learn what is a wallet and what is a private key, etc. things. So there will be a difficult part to onboard both sides into decentralized science. That of course, Greenpill would be some kind of a platform that people is focusing on public goods and scientists, and knowledge distribution is one of kind of key things in public goods. So it would be a good chance to how to see for the long plans to collaborate decentralized science with Greenpill's platform. This is what I want to share.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like there's a strong DeSci community within Greenpill. There's always has been. So be able to share that knowledge and more easily collaborate, and then make it easier for people that aren't as into DeSci to make it easy for them to digest and have an understanding. I think that's great. So really hope to see that channel do that. All right, next up we have education, which I am a part of, but I won't give too many words. We'll open it up. I got Matt as well, who's also a pod mod for that, and Namsel. So Matt, do you want to start with some words of what you be focusing on as a pod mod?
Yeah, sure, that sounds good. Quick question: do you want to publish those pages now so everybody can view it?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. So nobody can see that. Okay.
Okay. All right. So yeah, education pod. I am still a lot newer to the space than many people in this call, so I am hungry to learn as much as possible. And since I'm overthinking everything, I might as well try and disseminate what I come up with everybody else. Yeah. So my vision for the education pod is really just aggregating a lot of the useful education resources and putting it into a specific place. So we'll be chatting within the pod channel, but all the useful stuff that's shared along the way, I want to take from there, throw it into this pod page on Charmverse. And so no matter when somebody pops into the picture, they can easily see the lay of the land instead of having to you could certainly scroll back through the history of the channel, but to put it into a more cohesive list. So as of right now, the education pod page is still a little bit raw, but we have a hunk of different learning academies like Ledger Academy, MetaMask, Bankless Academy, et cetera. We have links to a bunch of the more prominent academia blockchain organizations and associations. We have a whole slew of podcasts. a bunch of different other communities that focus specifically on education and kind of getting your feet wet and learning about the space as a whole. Have an application, some notable projects, prominent people. And yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much lays it out. It's more go look and touch and say and share than me explaining it. So yeah, I'm excited to start dumping resources, and whenever we stumble across some useful information, just pop it in there. And I don't think Nancel is in the call right now.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Oh, yes. No, he's there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Nancel, you want to speak?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. I mean, just hearing about the education itself, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself with the name, and just generally about what entirely this space is all about, which is like driving mainstream adoption. And I think, particularly to me, I mean, education is a vital part because I've been building in that space for a while. And just what it's going to be like more like from the education part, it's more like touching base on the very beginning. How do we onboard people who are relatively like new to Web3, people who are really coming from Web2 to into Web3? I mean, I've seen a lot of people jump into Web3 from, I mean, the top. Like, so many people come for different reasons and just start engaging from a very complex side. So I think about the education part as where we could actually touch base on actually the fundamental knowledge of what Web3 is and getting people up to speed. Then from there, it will be easy for them to be able to navigate other section of Web3 and the blockchain entirely. So I mean, I'm really excited to see what we can do with education in general, where we can get as little as, I mean, the very beginning, how does this thing work, and get people up to speed, and then make it easy for them to be able to now navigate across other sector as well, and take advantage of that. So yeah, hoping to see how that goes and see a lot of you join that as well. Just think about it as like, this is like the base. I mean, anything could be very useful. We can put it up there for people to be able to learn, and of course have a lot of people come up to speed. So yeah, happy to see how that goes, and work alongside everyone who is ready to join the pod as well. Excited for that.
Nice. Yeah, and to add a couple words as a fellow education mod, yeah, excited to just have a place for people to just ask questions, right? And when somebody, I think starting this journey, a lot of people just have like, questions. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want, when I ask this question, you just like, now hopefully this education pod could be that place where any question you have, you just drop there, and we could help answer. And then also going forward, because I think this education on the side of Web3 education, like educating people about Web3, but it's also about how can Web3 help and blockchains help improve education, this traditional education. So I think that's more of a deeper topic to get into, but I hope people that, join this pod have those interests, and maybe we could, synergize with people that are coming from the more traditional education background and want to apply some blockchain elements.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, I see Trinity. Yeah, excited. Yeah. So yeah, let's keep the energy going. And next up is environment. For that pod, we have a few moderators. We have Kawe. We have Evan. I believe Evan's on the call. I think I saw Evan. Yeah. And also Chris and Kit. So Kawe, do you want to go first and talking about the environment pod and what you'll be focusing on? It'd be Sarah. I think Kawe's here.
Yes.
Okay, Chris.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna show my screen. Just a minute. I'm also gonna show my face because I never do that. So I hope you guys can see me.
Are you human?
Can you guys see?
No.
I can't.
Oh,
yeah. I
okay,
haven't
so
seen
anything
yet. No.
Okay.
I see you.
Let me just change here. Good. Everyone can see?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna share the link of the page. Oh, even already did it.
there.
Sorry. But basically, I follow the steps of the education pod. It's a challenge to try to aggregate like a bunch of resources in one page, but I did my best, and I think we could start from there. It's not like set on stone. But here I'm trying to make an overview of the climate aspects of our current moment, right? And here I put some articles. I divided in some categories like climate articles, ecosystems and biodiversity, water resources, sustainable agriculture and land use, renewable energy and green technology, waste management and circular economy, and policy, governance, and ethics. I think a lot of these resources I gather using GPT. Like, it's my old partner. I like to work with him a lot. But I did some curation. I joined the links and I check everything. I review it. I also add more resources here. Where is my area? My specialty, it's agroecology. Basically, I have a degree in agroecology, so I tried to bring like relevant resources. Here you can see like a Bible for agroecology. Here you can access a high-level study of ecological process in sustainable agriculture. This is like the reference we use on university. Here we have a more how can I say, it's a more simplified content about the principles of agroecology. And the reason I'm putting this here, it's because I see a lot of similarities with the types of values and principles we are trying to bring with circular economy and impact projects, and how can we change the ways we create systems with blockchain. And I think this movement of agroecology, which is a very old movement, they were already talking about all of these things, but in a separate, they were isolated. So what I'm trying to do is integrate these two fields of knowledge. Here we have more articles, basically, to follow. Here I put some tools I could already map, like the tools I know that already exist, and we can have many more. But we have Sylvie protocol, which is already NRV, Econavi, Agroforest DAO. We have Impact Miner from Atlantis DAO, Farm OS for people who want to simulate their planting, to create some assets and registries, and a lot of other tools. Here we have some courses from Soil Food Web, which I think is a very good platform. Like they have this standard around the soil healthy, and I like a lot. We have a crash course for climate science, and we have some e-learning academy from FAO with some interesting topics. For funding, I put here some climate coordination, Earth Regenerative Land. We have X Prize, and we have the Region Foundation and Natura Tech, which are great grants from inside Web3 space and also from outside. Here I put some events I could think. I know Chris added the New York Climate Week, but I think we have a lot of important events happening. So I think we could have already some resources being added here. Some notable projects and some people who has been doing a great work in promoting this discussion. So this is what I prepared. I hope it's like a good source of knowledge and information. And if anyone wants to add or ask anything, feel free to reach me.
Nice. Yeah, and that's just the start, right? That's a living document. It'll continue to be updated and polished with more resources. So that's a great start. Okay, I also know that we have who would like to go next from the environment pod? I know we got Kit, I think Chris on the call, Evan.
I'll just speak briefly and say that the thing I'm most excited about with Greenpill is the coordinating role, like the coordination round that I know Monty was just involved with, the Refi DAO, and so Koi's resource that he made, that the pod is. When I saw it, my first thought was this is a really cool start to coordinating all these different projects and finding out ways to work together. Finding common impact metrics is something else we've talked about on calls before, and I feel like, speaking for myself, I'm not an expert, but one role that I can play is getting experts in the room together to figure out how we can instead of duplicating efforts and finding out ways to make the biggest possible impact and coordinate the use of resources. And then I really appreciated what Rohit said earlier, is getting outside the Web3 bubble. A lot of the times the people that have deep decades of knowledge have no idea what a wallet is or why it might be useful. And so that might be one, like Refi DAO, Greenpill, CELO's local projects. They provide a conduit between this wealth of tech knowledge on the one hand, the Web3 world, and then the people outside the Web3 world that could benefit potentially from these new tools. And so that's I view this environment pod and then Greenpill more generally as like an interface between the real world and the nerd world of Web3. And so that's something I'm really excited about, and I think that environment pod might be useful for later. Oh, and before I forget, I'm really excited about bioregions. I think bioregionalism is a movement that has a lot of energy behind it right now. And I think the environment place, when looking at the Greenpill Charmverse, the environment pod seems like a logical place to start, maybe organizing information about the different bioregions on Earth, and then placing efforts, maybe like nonprofits that exist in each different region into that. So I'm excited to build with all of you and keep moving forward. And thanks to Koi for making that awesome page.
Nice. Great words. All right, we got also Chris and Kit. You want to give a couple words?
Yeah, just to maybe add briefly, I think one of the things that I'm really interested in going to try to focus on as part of the environment pod is bringing in information from a lot of the legacy organizations out there. I feel like sometimes we get very caught up on the climate things that we inside of Web3 are doing. And sometimes we kind of lose touch with the knowledge, the research, the good and the bad of that. That's kind of happening in the broader environmental science nonprofit space. So really trying to bring that in and have conversations about that, so we're not accidentally reinventing MRV or something like that when there's a non-Web3 version that we can just port in and things like that. So I'm going to really be trying to bring in some of those resources because I'm lucky enough to have good access to them. We work with a lot of kind of very old school folks here in Texas, so I can get some of that information pretty easily.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my focuses.
Nice, cool. Kit, wanna say a couple words?
Hi. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can add to the environment group. I can definitely second what Evan said about building a bridge between Web3 and, well, shall we say, the larger world, because I'm involved in a a project where the people involved they're not Web3 at all. They're academics, they're researchers, and they're actually standards body type people who move at a completely different rhythm, but they're doing really critical work for environmental work, creating an ontology for climate accounting. And so I'm trying to gently coax them into this microcosm of Greenpill and the DAO and the larger world. So it really makes a lot of sense to me, and that's also what I hope to see more of happening in Greenpill. And one last personal note, on Sunday I'm flying to Singapore, so Ivo, if you're still there, I'll be in touch with you, and if anybody else is around, I'll be at the Network State Conference and Token 49 and some of those events, and so I'd be happy to connect with you in real life. Okay, thanks. Ciao.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to meet you one day, Kit. That'd be awesome. Awesome. Okay. That was great. Great breakdown of the environment pod. Well, that wraps up all the pods we have for this initial batch. And these are your pod mods. So be on the lookout for them on Discord. Interact with them. You have questions. These are people to reach out to. And if you want to be a pod mod yourself, fill out the application. You want to share some resources, fill out the application. And we're gonna go to closing. I think the first thing to start off in the closing aspects is the POAP we have. The window opens up to Mint in 10 minutes, just about. I'm gonna try to get the link. Or maybe I think actually I don't think I could open it up until the window. So I'll hand it over to Matt to start. Well, actually, I guess I'm supposed to close with the brand kit. Okay, I'll continue talking for a little bit and then I'll hand it over to Matt. So a couple of closing and action items. So we've been more specifically within the Dev Guild, we've been exploring a revamp of the brand, of our logo, of the aesthetic, and we think this could be a good resource in how we want to do it in a art race competition where we open it up to people to submit their ideas. This could potentially be something that even the network could utilize, and other chapters could be able to find their new branding or aesthetic from this competition. So it's something we're still actively coordinating. We'll be on the lookout for updates around that and getting some sentiment around the community around their thoughts. And then also hypersearch workshops. So that's something that if you have been on the Discord or Telegram, we had a poll recently that we put out, and hypersearch was the most popular item. So we planning to do a workshop with Bit Beckers, who's one of the core developers on hypersearch, and they're actively working on finishing updates with the hypersearch platform. So come first week of October, we'll be having a workshop around hypersearch, and we'll be having some more probably beforehand, but formally we're still all kind of in flux, but definitely the hypersearch workshops will be happening in October. And then we have some Discord updates too. Actually, since I've been talking, I'll let Matt talk about the Discord updates. So yeah, Matt, take the reins.
Yeah, we've been really wrestling and massaging the Discord for a while now. There's still some minor finishing touches that need to be done, but yeah, I don't think we need to go into too much detail here. We'll share a hub post, so if you're actually interested in the little, all the little bows and cherries on top, you can check it out there. But yeah, please join the Discord if you haven't already, and a reminder to please go to the roles and channels and add the pods, choose the guilds that you'd be interested in, and then of course the chapter that's relevant for you. And unrelated, but somewhat on the same subject, join the Charmverse, join the hub. Boom, boom, boom. That's the 3 triangles of everything. So let's get everybody on there and be fully connected. Right, and then let's kick it to Izzy for some info on the citizens round.
Yeah, thanks, man. So yeah, actually we are perfectly on time too. That's pretty good. So like I don't want to go with detail on the citizens round that we're doing, but just a heads up, give you a little overview about it. But next month we will be running around probably a citizens round with another organization that's not set just yet. But during this round, we'll be looking for like council members to help vote on specific sectors of the Greenpill network. So what we're doing is a two-form aspect where we get external voters to kind of vote on like how they want to allocate the funds towards the sectors, and then after that happens, and contributors within the sectors will get a piece of that of the funds that's allocated towards that sector. So that's just a quick overview. So I'm mentioning this to just keep an eye out for the call to action to just help to participate or contribute and vote, be able to be a council member to vote on this upcoming round that we're running. But more information on this will come out on the hub later on this month. So yeah, that's just a quick overview about that. Was that the last thing, Matt? Or that was it, right? So yeah, we're perfectly on time. Actually, we're at the top of the hour. I can formally close this out now, but still open it up for individuals that want to share some of the work that you're working on, or just kind of like let the group find out, inform the group about some things that you might be working on that you might not have got a chance to talk about earlier, and then also a reminder for the phrase key, not the phrase key, but the passcode for the POAP AFO.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
want to
sharing it
shoot
right
that out
now.
again? All right, cool.
Yeah.